with Chuck Schierbeck to show you how to put your podcast on Amazon Alexa as a flash briefing. Chuck, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How long you been running your podcast now, The Street Level View?
It has been a couple of weeks. I guess four.
And out of curiosity, why have this desire to put it on Amazon Alexa?
I want to, and I want to be able. So what I'm actually wanting to do is I've got this Street Level View podcast, and what I'm doing is I am interviewing people about how they're adapting to the changing economy in various industries. So the idea is that I'm looking at real life ancestral stories about how things are happening. What I actually want to do is create a second one. What I'm expecting to do today is use the Street Level View to get it up, to learn how to do it, and then go back and create a new podcast that will be a bird's eye view of the economy and look at 1 to 2 minutes details about some macro level things that are going on in the economy. So I want to have, I'm working hard to analyze what's going on for my main business, which is an appraiser, which is necessary to understand what's going on in the economy, kind of project forward on things. So I just kind of want to demonstrate my expertise in understanding what's going on in the real world, as well as getting a bird's eye view. And I also want to network and help other people in my company and other people that I know, help them, put their voice out there. So I'm hoping to have guest people come on here as well and say, here's a platform, here's where you can record your segment, and I will put it up, and you can have your expertise shared with the market as well. So it's kind of the process, and to me, Alexa is it's a great new venue that I think just a different way, different audience, somebody that's going to want to hear, with their morning cup of coffee, what's going on in the world. It's a different person necessarily than the person that would want to sit down. Sometimes it's the same person, but potentially a broader audience.
So we've got 3 steps for creating your flash briefing. Number 1, we've got to get the prereqs. Step 2, we'll actually create the flash briefing. And step 3, publish it to the Amazon Alexa skill store. So we'll break those down. The very first one, get the prerequisite info. The big things you'll want to make sure you have before getting started. You'll want an RSS feed. Today will be hosted on Anchor, right?
Yes.
And then the other 2 are going to be an image at pixels 108 by 108 and 512 by 512. I believe we already have the RSS, right?
Correct.
So the only other thing we need to do is get your image 108, 108, 512, 512. Do you think you'll have the same image for both of the small image icon as well as the larger image icon?
Yeah.
Cool. And do you already have the image you'd like to work with?
I do, but now that we'll see how you're going to resize it, but I had another idea, because I created this on Canva, so it might have multiple ways to put it out.
Okay.
So.
You can try Canva. The alternative is you can open up a tab, and I would just search Resize Image, and then there's a free tool that I like to use, and we type in the pixels. But let's see if Canva has it.
Okay. So wait, all my designs. So this is the image that I created, and let's see.
Click the drop down for downloads. See if there's the What happens if you just click download? Does it give you options?
Resize image. See if it does it. Nope.
Yeah, just search in a new tab, Resize Image.
Okay.
The one I use is that first one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Upload an image. I'll put it on my desktop. Where was that?
Maybe
it
downloads?
Nope. I think there it is.
There it is.
Open.
So the first size we want is 108 by 108.
Fixed aspect.
Perfect. And then you should just be able to scroll down and click the resize button.
Nope.
And I think it finished. It should be down there at the bottom. So keep the selection type in number 2. Keep it at normal instead of fixing the aspect ratio.
Okay.
And then in number 4, we'll change it to 108 by 108.
Okay.
Leave it at 100. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Now click the resize button. No, that looks like an ad.
They're tricky.
Yeah, those are tricky ads. There we go. New image 108, 108. So download that puppy. Nope. Inside the blue box. There's view image, download image. Yeah, download. Bam. So we got one. And now while you're already here, you can change those numbers to 512 by 512. And these are the official dimensions from Amazon Alexa. The 108, 108 is your small logo, which is inside of the Alexa skill store. And the 512 by 512 is a larger one, both of which are inside of the Alexa skill store.
Okay. And so this one is the first one, and that's the second. Okay. So what's next?
We got the RSS and 2 images. Now we're on step number 2, actually creating the flash briefing. So go ahead and in any tab you'd like, go to developer.amazon.com. Today we're going to make you a developer. But knowing you, I think you've already used this site before with the skills you've been building.
Let's see. Sign in.
Yeah.
Okay.
LastPass is the best.
I love it. No, it's AWS. Right?
Try the other one. Amazon does some weird stuff with their developer. If you haven't signed into this page before, you might... Nope, looks like you're good.
Okay.
So go to the developer console. You should be able to hover over it. Hover over Alexa, and then click Alexa Skills Kit up top in the top bar. That also works.
Oh.
That also works.
Okay.
That's perfectly fine. So now we're going to create a skill.
Okay.
Over on the right, there's a button, Create Skill.
I see. Do I need... Okay.
And this, instead of custom, make it flash briefing. Oh, skill name, name it whatever you want. The name of this skill name is what will appear in the Alexa skill store. Yeah. And now change the box instead of custom to flash brief. Great.
Okay.
And if the name looks good, then you can click Create Skill.
Okay. Oh. Your the zoom icon was over my Create Skill button. So. Okay.
Cool. First thing we need is a custom error message. This will get set if for some reason your RSS feed is unobtainable or something happens. What do you want Alexa to say if someone's trying to talk to your podcast on Alexa, but it doesn't work? You get a custom message that Alexa will say back to your user to tell them, sorry, it didn't work. Try again, or try again tomorrow. That kind of stuff.
They say, sorry, it didn't work for some reason. Have you considered Google Home Nest? Um,
I have a feeling Amazon won't let that one pass.
oh, okay.
Apology, reason, action. I think the as you're typing, I think the 3-part for a good error message is going to be an apology, letting them know that you are sorry, an explanation, kind of giving them a little more context, and then finally an action. Based off of this error, what should I do? Try again tomorrow. So you did the apology, it didn't work for some reason, the explanation, and then an action item, try again tomorrow. That looks good to me. Try clicking, there you go. You can
Oh, now it goes.
Sorry, it didn't work for some reason. Try again tomorrow.
Okay.
Hearing it,
So
it
we
makes
click
me think you might want to, instead of it, giving more context by saying bird's eye view.
Okay.
Agree or disagree? Maybe it sounded fine to you.
Bird's eye. Didn't work for some reason. Try again tomorrow.
Sorry, bird's eye view didn't work for some reason. Try again tomorrow.
That seems good. I'm happy with that.
Cool.
So save that.
Now click the Add New Feed button.
Okay.
The preamble is what Alexa says immediately before playing your audio. So it's an intro she is welcoming the podcast. I think for your voice first, it says, for the latest news in Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant, here's your voice first podcast. And then it plays our audio.
Okay. So
for you, a good one might be hover over the information icon for preamble, because I think they say you have to include something. Yeah, should start with in or from. So you want to start with like in the latest news or from in the latest news in manufactured housing.
No. Latest news. Just like that.
In the latest news in real estate.
Let's see. Okay. In the latest news in real estate.
That'll work. Click play. How does it sound to you?
In the latest news in real estate.
That sounds good. I can always come back here and modify this, right?
Yeah, and now type in name of your feed.
Create update frequency.
Yeah, how often are you going to be adding episodes to the RSS is what it's asking.
We'll set it at weekly for now.
And is yours is actually going to be audio because you're uploading audio files, not text.
Right.
But if you wanted Alexa to read a text RSS, you could also do that.
So select a genre. Oh, it's business then.
Business.
Feed. So I'm going to go back to Anchor. And I should navigate to show people where I got it, right?
Thank you.
So I'm going to settings, distribution, and then that gives me the RSS feed. I copy that, paste that, drop your feed icon here. Which one is that?
The larger one, 512 by 512.
You hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me, Chuck?
Yes.
Okay.
Am I doing this right? Which icon am I looking for?
The 512 by 512, which should be in your downloads.
Right. Yes. Downloads. That was the second one we did.
That's it. Bam. Click the add button. Let's see if we did anything wrong. Nope. Okay. So now we've added in your feed, and as you can see, if you want to add in more feeds, you can. So if you want to make this a combined, hey, let's read from bird's eye view as well as from street level view and merge it all together on Alexa, you can. If you want to keep them separate, you can also do that. So if you're good here, the next step is to publish.
Wait,
We've now created, your
yeah.
flash briefing is created.
Okay. So edit bird's eye view. What did I do previous where I was the error message?
That's on click the save button. It's on the main page right up there at the top.
This. Oh, I see.
Okay. And here is an issue that I have found with some of our clients is that they are not putting. You gotta update the RSS. So is your oldest episode older than 7 days old?
Yes.
Or your most recent episode?
Yes, it's more than 7 days old.
Okay. Amazon has an issue.
But
with
I've
that.
got. Okay.
They will want you to publish. So I don't think they will let us publish for now. Click save again. Let's see if it still has that issue. Okay, it didn't pop anything up. So let's try to flow through certification. You've already, step 1, gather your info. You already did that. Step 2, create the flash briefing. You just did that. Step 3, publish. So we now want to shift over to the distribution tab up top.
Distribution. Okay.
So now we're going to be typing in the publishing information. This is what's going to appear in the Alexa skill store if someone's scrolling through on their phone or on the alexa.amazon.com website. So you're going to describe your podcast.
Yeah.
For people watching, if you already have an Anchor podcast and you've already done these descriptions, you can just copy them from Anchor instead of having to rethink. But if you're doing something new, now would be a time to create your call.
This. If I could spell foot the view of the ever-changing. We will. Oh, one sentence of detailed. So this flash briefing will look at changes in real estate that are occurring as a result of the implications from the COVID-19 pandemic.
Love that.
Change in relations. We will bring in every property type and look at. We'll bring experts from Israel, every property type, to look at the nuances of each industry. We will examine the retail, office, industrial, we will look I always have trouble with niche. I want to add an E or in the wrong place. Types such as manufactured housing, travel, real. Okay, so then I'm coming to this. What's new?
Everything's new, so I would ignore that.
Okay.
Next is your images. So now we have 2 slots. One for your 108, 108. One for your 512, 512.
Okay. 108, 108. 512.
Bam. And again, give it a category.
Business and finance.
Keywords is your SEO. Oh.
Oh. So they get down here pretty deep into things.
Mm-hmm.
Holiday stories, astrology. Okay. So keywords.
This is your search optimization. So you got to think how people are searching inside of their app or inside of the website, and what do you want to be catching? Yeah.
So
multifamily, maybe an MHC.
we're looking at real estate, office, retail, industrial, multifamily, apartments. Housing. What other ways to say real estate?
MHC?
Investing. Parks.
Investing.
Yeah, I did that.
Oh, you did.
Investing.
Assets. Yeah, passive. Wow.
So real estate, office, retail, industrial, multifamily, apartments, manufactured housing, which is my specialty.
Type bird's eye as well as street level. Just in case people are searching for that. Yes. Yes. Maybe even throw Chuck Schierbeck in there in case people are trying to search the Alexa store for you. If it aligns, maybe put in Collier's in there, just if you want to try to capture that traffic.
Two more. I get 2 more.
The fact that you're filling it up, that's impressive. This is good already. Yep. Bam.
Not a broker, but somebody's searching for it.
I think I forgot that was another thing we needed as a privacy policy URL. Try saving and continuing. I have a feeling it's going to tell you need privacy policy. No. Wow. Great. Okay.
Does this skill allow users to make purchases or spend real money?
Nope.
Nope.
You will have no purchasing. It's a flash briefing. And again, this is a flash briefing, so you're not collecting any personal info. I don't think you're targeting to children under 13.
No. Does this kill? No. I certify maybe imported and exported.
And for testing instructions, I say podcast hosted on Anchor. Yeah, that should be perfect.
Okay. So
you can opt in to locale distribution. That'll it probably won't do much, but it's an option, and if they do something, it would benefit you.
Okay. In all countries and regions, that's fine.
Everywhere.
Who should have... Oh. So there's public and Alexa for business organizations.
The business organizations is more for internal use. So if you don't want it public, you might just want it for your organization to use and not publicly accessible. But I think you want this publicly accessible.
No, yeah, I agree. Let's click it and see what options they give here for anybody that's listening to or watching this that might be interested. So it can go. That opens up. Wait, so public.
It looks like for some reason when you switch to Alexa for Business, it also changes it to selected countries and regions instead of leaving it as in all countries.
Interesting. Okay, that's good. It's interesting that you can do it just for the business organizations. That's
This is the final finger cross. I have a feeling. Well, I'm not going to even bias it with words. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. So that privacy policy. If I have a website, do I need to put a privacy policy on it and share a link for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I will do that. If that puts a roadblock for us, I'll just come back. It's pretty straightforward to get one fix.
Dang it, 7 days. So
Yeah, make sure
Amazon wants content they only want podcasts that are going to be generating regular content. So if your podcast is not putting out content, they're trying to block it. So
okay.
Do you have any ideas for how to overcome this in terms of an episode you've been waiting to release that you could release right now?
I've got 3 episodes. Well, I've got to edit. I've got 3 episodes in the pipe that I have not edited. I can edit them, upload it, and finish it off. It seems like I'm going run here, and then I'm going submit for review, and those are the last steps, right?
Yes. Yep. Those are the last steps.
You've brought me to the finish line with instructions to cross it, and I feel good about that. So
the things I forgot to prepare for before getting on this live stream, needed to make sure that we had an episode released within the past 7 days. It doesn't seem like the privacy policy was required, so I think it would be good to have, because for most Alexa skills it does require that, but it seems like for flash briefing that's not our barrier right now.
Yeah. No, I've got to for one thing, I'm going to figure out how to get bird's eye view set up on Anchor and actually do that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will put up. Are you able to? You can schedule stuff on Anchor, so I could record 7 No, it's 5. How many? So what in terms of publishing stuff? Are you wanting to do 5 days, like every day? Is that 5 days a week, like business days, or
for Your Voice First podcast?
I'm asking you for what people would expect on Alexa. What advice do you give people? I mean, do you see people doing 7 days a week for these skills?
I think most people are doing once a week. I think that I don't think there are many people out there that are doing every single day. I think most people are on like once a week, maybe twice a week.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like for a flash briefing, at least in how I would like to use it as a consumer, I would want it every day, because I'm and I would want it short. You're doing a podcast every day and it goes up to Alexa's flash briefing.
Exactly. Like this,
You're
I'm about to rip the audio off of, and this will go onto Amazon Alexa within the next hour.
Okay. But like, so, I think the idea behind the flash briefing is, getting up, getting your cup of coffee and say, Alexa, play my flash briefing. It's not where I don't like if I had your podcast in my flash briefing, I would probably turn it off because I don't want to be there for an hour listening to it.
Right.
That's why I'm doing a second thing, because I want to do, for my regular podcast, I want to do a half hour. For this, I want to do like 2 minutes max.
That's genius.
Okay. Good. So I don't know why. I mean, it seems like a few minutes you could record a bunch of those, in a row on a Saturday, publish them or set them to publish on a schedule, and delay the anchor's release. And it's, I don't. So I guess I don't know why people would do a weekly thing with something like this. It seems. I mean, it's just another way for people to put their podcast out, but I think a full half-hour podcast of flash briefings is that what most of your customers are doing? Am I trashing all your customers? They're putting them up.
No. I'm a very rare use case. Like, I don't necessarily care. I just want to make sure that I have a presence. I know that people probably aren't listening to the whole thing. I just want to be there so that when people ask, well, do you have a flash briefing? The answer is yes. And I update it probably more frequently than 90% of flash briefing runners out there. Okay. Am I getting a ton of traction and users? I don't check. I really don't check unless, but I think your head's in the right place. Flash briefings are typically short. They're typically short. And when I listen on this Google Nest Hub, the people that I listen to do it every single day. Wired Magazine, Wall Street Journal, TechCrunch, like they put it out every day, and I expect them to. And if they don't, it throws me off, because I'm like, yo, Nick Thomas from Wired Magazine, why didn't you do the most important thing from tech today? I was waiting to hear your voice. You're an essential part of my morning. Where are you at? Yeah, no, that's. So now, in your mind as a creator,
does Google have flash briefings, or it's?
I'm pretty frustrated with it, to be honest. Like, the fact that you can't add my podcast into your morning feed. What you have to do is you access my podcast either through Google Play Music or through Spotify. So you would just say, hey, Google, play the latest episode of Your Voice First podcast.
You set up routines. I remember that now, because I've got episode of Your Voice First on chatbots, conversational AI, and Microsoft with Chat Oda. Yeah, this was yesterday. You set up routines on Google. Now that I remember, I'd set up a drive home routine and a morning routine, but I don't drive home anymore. So that's it's no longer valid. So
from your perspective as a creator, as well as running your own business, like, you're not investing all of your time into podcasts. So is this process extensive? Is this, do you think this is a high barrier that makes it so that people like you would not be spending your time putting your podcast on Alexa, or is this doable?
No, I mean, I because you've done it and you have expertise in it, I asked you for your help on this. But I think fear was the only real barrier for me, having seen it done. Like, looking at this is nothing. I think anybody that wanted to get their voice out there in a brief setting on a regular basis, even hourly, like if you want to record 24/7 content, apparently you can do it on this. Yeah, there's no barrier. It's just, being the person that can put the content out there. I feel like I should text Danny and have him put the wave, his little inspirational messages up on these flash briefings.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
So we've shown you, everybody that's watching, the 3 steps again. Gather info, get your RSS feed, make sure that you've updated your podcast in the last 7 days, as well as your podcast logo at 108 by 108 and 512 by 512. Create the flash briefing, get started by visiting developer.amazon.com, and then finally publish, fill in your distribution info, run the validation test, and click submit. Chuck, I'm going to let you round out the episode. Do you have any final words or intentions to push out to the audience before we wrap up?
No, I just I believe one of my core values is things that I want to teach my kids is creativity is important. And my definition of creativity is that each and everybody has something important to give to the world, and you should feel empowered to share what's inside you with the world. And if this is a way that you can do it, I would encourage you to do it.
Thank you, Chuck.